Okay guys, welcome again to this channel. My name is Melo. I'm going to teach you today how to build an automatic cleaner for your data in VBA, in Excel. So let's assume you have a bunch of data just like what I have here in the PC showing. Am I recording the screen? Yes, I am, just to be safe. So let's say you have a bunch of data right here. And some of this data is not according to the specific format it should be. For example, I'm going to highlight this 5 where I, in purpose, change the data to be a bit finicky. So for example, here you've got the last name with some spaces before. Right here you've got the phone number is not in the format that it should be. This one's also not in the format. There should be space right here. Here you got spaces before the name. Here you got just numbers for the phone number. I mean, there's a bunch of wrong things with these. Also, this one here is not correct because it's all lowercase, the name. Here you got a bunch of uppercase and the rest is lowercase. So there's nothing exactly wrong with this data, it's just dirty, so it's difficult to read. And in offices, you usually have to clean this data before sending it to clients or before recording this in a database. I don't know, before manipulating it. So if this is a frequent scenario in your office, I'm going to show you how to build an automatic cleaner based on specific criteria that you're just going to tell VBA what the criteria is. So in this scenario right here, I want to clean first name, last name, phone number, email, and I also want to check if it's a valid email. We're going to try to do this, and I always like to start by making this into a table with Control T, and I always like to name the table. Let's name this the table dirty data here. And we're going to open our VBA editor with Alt F11. As you can see, I already have my cheat sheet here in case I forget something, or in case I just need to check what I did before. I want to insert a new module, and I'm going to call this module Clean Data. So the clean data is going to use a lot of functions to clean stuff, and then a subroutine that's going to make these functions work, and everything will be just automatic, simple. So I'll need a few functions. So I need a function to clean first name, and this function will receive a first name variable as string, and the function will return a string as well. So I'll have the same thing for last name. So clean last name, I'll receive last name as string and the function will return a string. I want a function called clean phone, so I'll receive a phone number as string and it will return a string as well. And then I also want to have a function for clean email, which will receive an email as a string and return a string. And I'll also want a function to validate email that will also receive an email as string, and it will return Boolean. So it will return true or false. If it's a valid email, it's true. If it's a not valid email, it's false. And then after all these functions are working, I'm going to make a sub called clean data, and this is the sub that's going to run all functions and just clean things automatic for us. Now let's see, what do I need to do? First of all, I need to make the first and last name follow the specific criteria for first and last name, which is, in this scenario, a name must not have any spaces between, so I cannot have like Harry. What happened there? I don't know. It must be just one name. Oh, I get it. It's the same name that I used in my cheat sheet right here. So hold on. Let's just put an underscore. Can I do this? Here in the middle. Okay. So let's put an underscore here just so it doesn't conflict with our cheat sheet there. And clean data. Perfect. Okay, so first name and last name, it must start with capital letter. All subsequent letters must be lowercase. There shouldn't be any space between the letters, between the letters, and should be only one first name and only one last name. If a person has a compound first name, I would say something like Marianne. There should be a dash. Anyways, and by the way, all these names are fake names, or just use a random generator for that. These are fake phone numbers, these are fake emails as well, just for privacy concerns, right? So anyways, to clean the first name, what we're gonna do is that we are going to have this first name variable that we receive in the function, and we're gonna clean it using the trim function. So when I use trim, it basically removes all spaces after the word or before the word, and it removes double spaces between words. If it's just one word, then that's okay. You can just use the trim to remove before and after spaces. And I want to change this to a proper case, so I'll use the string convert. I think that's string conv. Yes, string convert. I will take this string and I want this to be a VB proper case, and I want my function clean first name to return this. That's it. That's all I have to do for the first name, and that's all I have to do for the last name. Okay? So this is clean last name, not first name. Clean last name, string convert, last name should be proper case. So before I move on with this, I just want to make sure that I have a copy of this, because I want to compare the dirty data with the clean data. I'm going to change this to a table clean, and I'll change this to a good yellow or maybe green. There you go. So we can see the changes. I'll also change this font here to say green, yellow, not red, purple, something that stands out. I guess, oh my god, no font stands out, just a darker red. There you go. So I want to show that this function is working. So for example, if I call this function on Evangeline McDonald, this is the range H5. So if I call this, why can't I click it? Okay, there you go. Range H5. Range H5 has a string on it, so I'll just call the clean first name. I want to call the range H5 on that. That will return the first name clean, so I'll just change the range H5 to the result of our function. If I run this, boom, there you go. The Evangeline right here before had a space, and now it's clean. Okay, this was just to showcase how these functions work. Now I want to clean the font. To clean the font is a bit more difficult, because I want to make sure that they have a parenthesis, 3 numbers, parenthesis again, a space, 3 numbers, a dash, and 4 numbers. So for that, I'll have to loop through the characters. So for that, how do I make the loop? I want to, for each C, we're going to call C as a character. In phone, which is the string, I think I can do this. Next C. Alright, let's figure out how I made the clean phone function. So for... oh, okay, I think this makes more sense. For I equals 1 to the length of the character. Because I don't think this will just print out my results. Well, let's just try it. Print. No, just I can just call this function and play an F8. Let's take J2. So clean phone range. Oops, range J2. Let's see what happens if I hit F8. Okay, over a collection or array. Right, phone is not an array, so I'm sorry. So for I, as like an index, or let's call it C as a character, C equals 1 to the length of my phone string. Okay. Then I'm gonna have to make phone for clean phone. It's gonna clean phone string. There you go. This is gonna be equals to nothing. So if the character in my phone number is a number, then I want my clean phone string to have this number. Otherwise, I don't want it to have it. So because I only want numbers in this string. So if mid of phone, which is my string, is starting on position C and taking just one character, if this is like a number 0 to 9, then oops, not is like, sorry, like a number 0 to 9, let's end if. Then I want clean phone, oh my god, clean phone string will be equals to clean phone string plus mid phone C1. So I take nothing equals nothing plus a number, and then this will be a number. So a number plus another number, and this is not gonna be like math, 1 plus 1 equals 2, but it's gonna be a string addition. It's actually not a plus sign, this is Python. And so it's a string addition, so 1 plus 1 equals 11, right? 1 and 2, and so on. And I think this will give us a clean phone string. That means we only have numbers on this clean phone string. So what we need to do is take the first 3 numbers encapsulated in parentheses, add a space, take the next 3, add a dash, and take the last 4, and this will return our clean phone function. So our clean phone will be, first of all, it needs a parenthesis, then it needs the 3 characters of our clean phone string. So left clean phone string, and I want 3 characters. Okay. And I want to close the parentheses. Right. Then I want 4 characters of my phone string, the 4 in the middle. Sorry, 3 in the middle. So I want the mid of clean phone string. Why don't I have this option, clean phone string? And I want in the position 4, and I only want 3 characters. Okay. Then I want to add a dash. And for the last part, I want the last 4 characters. So clean phone string and 4 characters. And there you go. My clean phone should be that. If I run a test with J2, I'll say that range J2 equals clean phone of range J2. Does it work? No. Why not? Let's see what happened here. Okay, clean phone string is nothing. So it keeps adding at the mid phone C1. Is my like not correct? Oh, it must be under quotations. So let's try this now. And it's not J2, it's J3 actually. So J3. There you go. Oh, I missed the space. So there's a space after the parenthesis. Let's try this again. So let's run it. There you go. If I try J4, I should have the same thing. So J4 as well. There you go. So this is a number format now. And for the email, I want, first of all, the email, it cannot have any spaces, right? So I'm just gonna do the same thing. For c equals 1 to length of the email, next c, if mid email c1 is a blank space, then I'll just write a clean email string. I'm going to use this a lot. Clean email string is not right. So if there's a space, and if I want my clean email string to be equals itself and sorry, I know what I'm doing wrong here. Mid email c1. There you go. So if there is no space in the character, if the character that I'm looking, that email string, is not a space, then I want it to be added to the clean email string. Good. So that solves the case. There is no spaces in the email. So if I have an email like this by mistake, this should be fixed to this one. I'm gonna even delete this just to make sure. Then I also need emails to be lowercase just to be easier to read. So my clean email function is equals to lowercase clean email string. So it'll take all characters in this clean email string that I added and just gonna pass it to lowercase, which is gonna pass to the function. So if I try and go, oh, my mouse is not working properly. If I try and clean the range E3, so I'm gonna clean the range E3, and let's clean email. And I want the results to be in range K3. Okay. This should become just no spaces and no capital letters. So if I do like this just to test, let's see if it works. Yeah. And there you go, it works. So our email, all of our strings, actually, all of information is now clean. I just need to verify if the email is a valid email, because, you know, sometimes people write Hotmail, like hot, M-I-A-L, like so, Hotmail. This is very common. Sometimes they write Yahoo with 3 O's. So I just want to make sure that this is a valid range, a valid domain. But to do this, I'll have to do something kind of manual. Let's come back and do this again. So to do this, I'm just gonna copy this into a new sheet that I'll call domains. Okay, so I'm gonna paste this, make this into a table, call it, oh, sorry, that's not what I meant, domains. And what I want to do is that I only want the information after the @ So I'll come here on data, text to columns. Next, I want this to be separated in the @ Finish this. I don't want this column anymore. This is our domains. And this is white, I want it black. There you go. These are our domains. And as you can see, some of them are repeated. So just remove duplicates. And there you go. Now these are our valid domains. This list could be increased, there's no problem. And I'll call this table the table domains. So I just want to make sure that the rest of this email is in our valid domains list. And if not, I want this to be highlighted in red or something else. Okay, to make this test, I'm going to come here and I'll say this is MSNN. So we're going to test this. To validate email, I'm going to check if the email is like anything at and the domain. Then, and if something like this. First of all, I need to connect with the data of that domain string. So I'm gonna call table domain as list object. Okay, and I'm gonna set the table domain equals to sheets domain dot list objects table domain domains actually, right? They're called domains. Yeah, with S. So let's just be neat here. Basically create a variable that's going to read that table, and I want to make sure that this is going through that list. So for each domain in table domains, all right, that's where it gets nice. Next domain. So now it's looping through the values. That means if in the future I want to come here and add a new email like test.net, it's a valid email now. It's always going to be updated. So for each domain in that table, if my email is like any text with @ and the domain that I'm reading, then the validate email is true. Okay, and if it's true, I just want to exit this function. Now, if it's not true, it's gonna loop through everything and it's not gonna reach anything. So I just want then my validate email to be false. If it gets to this point, it means I didn't find any valid domain and it's gonna return false. Now all I have to do is loop through this table and copy the results, or I could just change the table itself actually. So you know what, I'm just gonna copy this to here. Great. So I want to change this table only, but this is not exactly necessary for you to do in your own table, just so we can see the difference, okay? So I'm gonna connect with this table that I called table clean. So table clean as list object, and set table clean and equals to sheets, what do I call this? Dirty data dot list objects table clean. Okay. So I'm setting that list and now I'm gonna loop through the list. So for each item in table clean dot I think this is I want just a data body range from here. How did I do this? How did I loop through this table? Because it's a bit different. For each row in, okay, I didn't even declare the table. Okay, in the column and the data and the row. So it should be like this. For each item or for each row, let's call it R because there's a function called row. In table clean that list columns 1, because I'll take it from the first column, which is the ID, which I'm not cleaning, but just to read it. Dot row range. Now, oh, data body range, because I don't want the titles. Data body range dot row. Next row. Okay, so here I can use the offset function, I believe. Great. So I'll just take that row and I'm gonna offset 0 rows and 1 column to get the second column of my data. So I was right here, I'm gonna get the first name column right now in that specific row. So I'm gonna read this. So I want this part to be cleaned. So I'll say clean first name. Is this how I call my function? Yes, clean first name. And I'll take that same value, offset 0, 1. And that's it. That's how I did it, right? Okay, perfect. Now I just want to copy this for the rest. So column 2, this is number 1, but it starts at 0, okay? So the first one you're offsetting is 0. That means you're not offsetting anything. So I moved 1 column, now I'm moving 2 columns. It's my last name. So let's move 2 columns. On my 3rd column, I have the phone. So let's move it 3 columns, on my 4th column actually, sorry. And on my 5th column, offsetting 4, I have my email. So that's 4. And I also want to validate the email. So validate email on row offset 04, and this is going to return true or false. If it's false, if this is false, then I want this position right here, row offset 04, I want this position to have their interior dot cells or cells dot interior dot color index to go to 3, which is red. So then if it's not a valid email, it's going to be in red, and it's up to the user to see what's wrong with that email. Is it going to work first try? I don't know. Let's see. Can I just hit it? Mail rate in an array. It's not liking it. Why not? It's rows, not row. So let's try this again. Table domains. Sheet domain. Oh, domains the name of the sheet. Let's try this again and play it. What about now in table domains? Table domains. What? For each domain in table domains. Why not? Why don't you like this? Object doesn't support this property or method. Huh. This is just, let's watch this. What's going on? Okay, it's getting the table domains. Email as a string. That's over there. Is this a list object? Yeah, it's a list object. Oh, come on. How do I do this? For each domain. Oh, of course, I gotta get the data body range. Let's see if it works now. Okay, it did. Perfect. It's now clean. So Catherine Hall, it lost the spaces right here. The phones are now fixed. The names without spaces, you see sometimes the name, like this one here, has empty spaces at the end. It no longer has it. And here where we typed msnn.com, it's no longer valid. You see, and I can try to play with this. I'll just come here and paste this data again. I'll just come here and clean. All right. If this, for example, if this has no number, no, not no number, what am I saying? If this has no parentheses right here, like so, it's gonna come and clean using all these functions. Right here. Perfect. Another important thing here, it's not a perfect system. For example, here we only got seven digits, so the number was incomplete to begin with, and then it just kind of auto-completed the numbers. So you still gotta watch out for a few things. We could make a scenario where it verifies if the number is it's less than 7, then we add a prefix. Actually, let's do that. Let's give him the clean email, and then we say that if the clean email string, if the length of that is equals to 7, that means there is no area code number, then we're gonna add, let's say the area code is 599. Then the clean email string is 599 and the contents of clean email string, you know? We could also, because there should only be 2 options of phone. You either have 7 numbers or you have 10 numbers. So else if, I think it's all together, else if the length of clean email string, it's not 10, right? So if it's not 7 and it's not 10, then I want the clean email string to be, why am I doing this in email? It's a phone. Sorry. Then I just want this to be equals to the phone, the prior phone, because then I can't claim this and if. Sorry about the confusion, guys. So I'm just gonna take these conditions, put it right here, and I'm gonna change the clean email string, clean to clean phone. There you go. So if the clean phone string has 7 digits, that means it's lacking the area code. So we add our area code for our province, let's say it's 599, and then we continue adding those numbers. If it's not 7, it's gonna come up here, right? So if that is also not 10, then I just can clean it. So whatever it did before, I'm just gonna pass it the same value for phone, and it's gonna try to do its funky stuff here. Actually, I'm gonna try this exit. Actually, I'm just gonna do this. The function clean phone is that, and then I'm gonna exit the function so it doesn't try to adjust it. So if we ever have something like this, where we have 8 digits, I can't know what's going on there. Therefore, I can't clean it. Did it work? 3, 6, 7. What? Oh, okay, yeah. Of course, I'm not cleaning this data, I'm cleaning this data. So if I come here now, yeah, it doesn't clean. But if I remove a number, then it's gonna clean. There you go. And to make things easier, you could always come here in the developer tab and add a button. We're gonna associate this with the clean data. And we're gonna call this clean data, why not? Right? And then if you have anything like this, if we had here Calvin like this, is it cleaning like this? Yeah, it's cleaning. If we have the phone, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we just hit clean data, it's not good. Wait, what? What's going on? It didn't go to the macro assign. Oh, okay, it's the clean data with the underline. Why do they have to call this the same names? Anyways, if I come here and clean data, it's not gonna clean. Why not? Is it because it's not a string? I don't know. That's funny. Because it's open. Sorry, guys. VBA is just so stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. Sorry about that confusion in the end. It was just capturing the other script that I built before. So if the new one, it works perfectly. You see this email is wrong. So I want to fix this. Once it's fixed, then I just want to come back here and clean it. There you go. And that sums it up. I hope you enjoyed this little script, VBA. I'll be pasting all files and the code with comments in my GitHub, which is going to be in the description link. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you the next time. Peace.